Shiryuki runs towards him, and Jinta hugs her tightly.
Bro, can you please stop hugging and just fight, bro? Just fight the fucking demon, bro. I guess it's your sister, but it's like, bro, come on, like, lock the fuck in, bro.
To save her, as a swift slash from Suzyun makes her head go flying.
Okay. Now we're getting it. Now we're getting some fucking misery, bro.
Everyone thought he was just a weak orphan, but he becomes the strongest swordsman to kill all demons. In the year 1830, demons still lurk in the darkness of Japan and hunt humans. Naturally, humans hate them, and a half-demon girl named Suzyun is no exception. Even as Suzyun keeps crying and apologizing, her dad kicks her out to the shed, and her brother Jinta can only hopelessly watch this unfold. However, he cannot bear to see his dear sister being insulted and tormented each day, so one stormy night, he decides to run away from the city with her. As they seek shelter from rain in an abandoned house in the forest, unsure about where to go next, a kind swordsman approaches them and asks them to come with him if they have no home. Jinta and Suzyun follow the man named Madoharu to the swordsmith village deep in the mountains, where they meet his daughter Shiryuki. Shiryuki gets excited when she learns that the two kids her dad brought in are going to be living with them, and while Jinta gets smitten by Shiryuki's cuteness at first sight, Suzyun takes some time to overcome her nervousness to open up to her. Soon, they start living together as a family, and Jinta starts taking swordsmanship lessons from Madoharu, who is the village's guardian. One day, as Jinta, Shiryuki, and Suzyun are returning home after playing in the river with a friend, Jinta brings up the topic of Shiryuki's mom. She tells him that her mom is the village priestess, and she is not allowed to leave her shrine. Only her dad, who is the village guardian, and the village chief can meet her, because if she meets common people, her holy powers will decrease. Shiryuki says that she has not seen her mom in years, but she just sighs it out of her system and heads back. As time passes after that, Jinta keeps training under Madoharu and grows closer to Shiryuki, with Suzyun being the third wheel between them. And then one day, tragedy strikes the village as a demon kills Shiryuki's mom, and her dad sacrifices his life to stop it from escaping. The night after their funeral, Shiryuki tells Jinta that she is going to be the next priestess after her mother because she wants to protect the village. She claims that the only thing she will regret is that she won't be able to see Jinta again, and he promises her that he will work hard to become her guardian so that they can be with each other again. Many years have passed since then, and both of them have kept their promises. Shiryuki is the priestess of the village, while Jinta is her guardian as well as the strongest swordsman in the village. One day, as he reports to Shiryuki and the village council about the demon he recently killed in the forest, all the old guys get tense. They fear that the demons are aiming to eat the liver of the priestess because, according to folk stories, it can make them immortal. However, Shiryuki believes that the demons are trying to get their hands on the legendary sword called Yarai that has been passed down in her family from one priestess to another. This worries the village chief, but his son Kiyo, who is the second guardian, tells him not to get his panties in a bunch because the priestess has two capable warriors guarding her. He then proceeds to throw shade at Jinta by calling him an illiterate musclehead, but Shiryuki stops their fight before it can even.
By the way, if you can't tell yet, this dude right here is gonna die. Like, if you can't tell, if you already did not figure that out, he's gonna die, alright? Because every person who's trash talking, they die to some demon or something. Okay, we are 3 minutes in, and I have not had anything to comment on yet because the story has been, you know, it's been average so far. It's been flowing along well. You know, it seems pretty interesting so far, but I'm gonna need something like. I'm gonna need to see something, bro. I'm gonna need to see something that actually catches my attention.
Two capable warriors guarding her. He then proceeds to throw shade at Jinta by calling him an illiterate musclehead.
You're gonna die, bro.
Shiryuki stops their fight before it can even start. After the meeting ends, everyone leaves the room except for Jinta, and Shiryuki comes out from behind the curtain because she is tired of acting formally in front of everyone. She makes Jinta call her by her name and then tells him that she has a special guest for him today. Jinta immediately realizes that she is talking about Suzyun, and he enters her private room to see his sister, who has not grown at all in 10 years, sleeping peacefully. Jinta is not happy that Suzyun is breaking the village rules by being here, but Shiryuki takes her side because all she wanted was to meet her brother, who was busy with his work. Jinta wakes Suzune up and tells her not to come to the shrine because it is against the rules, but she throws a tantrum in response. Suddenly, Jinta hears someone coming, and Suzune sneaks out of the shrine before she is spotted. The visitor turns out to be the village chief, who asks to speak in private with Shiryuki, even telling Jinta to leave the room. The next morning, Jinta returns home.
Oh my god. Yeah. I don't care. I'm not getting YouTube Premium. I'm not getting it, bro.
Because he has been given a day
I'm not
off.
paying money for that,
Suzune
bro.
is happy to learn this because she plans to spend the entire day with him. But then, to her utter surprise, she sees Shiryuki in their house. Both Jinta and Suzune are stunned to see her and ask how can she leave the shrine. Shiryuki playfully tells them that she got special permission from the village chief to go outside, and she wants to spend the day with them. Suzune gets excited on hearing this, and she suggests that the three of them have breakfast together like old times. After breakfast, Jinta decides to take Shiryuki to the village, and Suzune happily waves them off, but once they leave, she lets her frustration show. Meanwhile, everyone in the village is dumbfounded when they see Jinta with a pretty girl because they don't recognize Shiryuki's face after years of not seeing her. Even when they reach the restaurant of their childhood friend, she fails to recognize Shiryuki, and that makes her a little sad. After spending the entire day together, Shiryuki leads Jinta to the very spot they promised to become the priestess.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Someone needs to die. I'm not gonna lie. Someone needs to die, bro. This is too peaceful so far. Like, someone needs to die, bro.
And the village guardian in the past.
Or like someone needs to do something, bro. Someone needs to betray someone. Like, isn't there demons in this world? Where have they been? Are they just not, like... Are they just finding this too wholesome? Like, I'm guessing they don't want to intervene or something. Come on, bruh! Like, this is an action anime, right? It says that he's weak, but he's actually the strongest demon hunter. That is literally every main character in existence, bro. Prove yourself.
There, Shiryuki suddenly tells Jinta that she is going to marry Kiyo, the village chief's son. Jinta's eyes widen in shock and horror as Shiryuki explains that the village chief lectured her about having a kid to protect her bloodline in case demons are coming after her. He told her to marry his son because he is a guardian and will one day become the village chief. Shiryuki says that she agreed to the proposal as the priestess because that is the best for everyone in the village. But she tells Jinta that he is the only man she has and will ever love. She says that one part of her wants to run away from the village to start a new life with him, but she knows he will never agree to do that. Jinta affirms, saying that he worked hard to become her guardian because he respected her decision to become the priestess, and if they abandon their roles, they will...
Hold on, did you see that transition? Wait, look at the background real quick.
Because he respected her decision to become the priestess.
That's... Like, we're not gonna ignore that, right? That was pretty...
And...
Bro, okay, you know it's boring when I'm focusing on the background. Okay, but seriously, okay, we get it, bro. There's this romance thing going on, you know, she wants to have a kid for the village, but they don't want to run away together. Like, we get it, bro, but like, when is someone gonna die, bro? Like, we need to see, like, someone get torn up from the inside, like, ah! Like, we need to see someone suffer, bro. Come
if
on.
they abandon their roles, they will never be able to face each other properly. He tells her that he loves her too, and he will continue doing his duty to protect her and the village from any threat.
I have a feeling...
The next day,
I have a feeling this is gonna turn, like... I have a feeling this is gonna be really sad soon. I have a feeling that this is gonna go, like, south very quickly, bro. And that it's just... It's peacefully building on us, but soon it'll just... BAH! They'll just smash it all down and rub it in our faces.
Shiryuki sends Jinta on a mission to hunt two demons spotted outside the village. But before he goes, Kiyo wants to have a word with him. He aggressively confronts Jinta, asking how he can be such a wuss and allow the woman he loves to marry another man without even a reaction. Jinta coldly tells him that he doesn't mind it if it is for the sake of the village, and Kiyo realizes that something is seriously wrong with him. Jinta just ignores him and goes to the forest to search for the two demons, unaware that one of them has already made her way to Suzune. As Jinta is quietly walking through the forest, the second demon launches a surprise attack on him, but he manages to parry it easily. The demon tells Jinta that he is impressed by his skills, but Jinta has no time to talk, and he charges at him instantly. He finds it hard to cut through the demon's tough skin at first, but with his second strike, He manages to take his arm before narrowly dodging a crushing blow. Instead of being furious, the demon becomes even more impressed by Jinta, asking the reason he trained to become so strong. The demon asks him why he wields a sword, and Jinta says that he fights to protect the ones he loves. At the same time, the female demon approaches Suzyun, telling her that she...
This just feels like Demon Slayer, but from like the dollar store, you know? But, I don't know, like, what do I know? I haven't even really seen Demon Slayer, so like...
He is one of them too. Suzyun frantically denies that, clinging to Jinta's shirt...
But it's like, even when the demons did appear, it just happened so nonchalantly, like, okay, they're just here now, I guess?
As she says that she is a human.
Like, it would have been... whatever.
The demon realizes that Suzyun loves her brother so much that she has conquered her demon nature, and remained a human. Suzyun excitedly starts telling the demon about Jinta, saying that he is everything to her, and the demon tells her that someone is out to hurt her brother, and she must stop them. Suzyun refuses to believe her, so the female demon uses her power of foresight to show her a vision of the future in which Shiryuki is undressing as she starts making out with Kyo. Suzyun can't believe that because she is certain that Shiryuki loves Jinta, so the female demon tells her to come with her so that she can see the truth with her own eyes and help her brother. On the other side, Jinta and the male demon are still fighting in the forest. Jinta asks the demon why they hurt humans, and he replies that all demons have a purpose that they cannot ignore, and they do everything so that they can achieve it. Jinta says that he will...
So what is that purpose then? To kill people? I mean, it would make sense, but it's just like... Wait, let me hear that again. I'm sorry, I have to rewind it sometimes.
Jinta asks the demon why they hurt humans, and he replies that all demons have a purpose that they cannot ignore, and they do everything so that they can achieve it.
They have a purpose they cannot ignore, and they do everything to achieve it. So what is the purpose? I'm guessing to kill people, right? Anyways, anywho, anyhow.
Jinta says that he will stop the demon from harming anyone and rushes towards it, while the demon enlarges his arm to face him head-on. One punch from the demon tears Jinta's arm, and his sword shatters after...
Okay? Bro! Okay, now something's happening. What? Bro, you're telling me I just went through 8 minutes of just pretty much nothingness for his arm to get completely torn off? Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, now we're getting... Okay, now I'm locked in. Now I'm in commentating mode.
Clashing with his hard skin. However, Jinta doesn't give up, and he grabs the shattered tip of his sword to stab the demon's heart before he can attack again. His attack is fatal, and the demon falls down, but he is satisfied because he has fulfilled his purpose. He tells Jinta that his partner has the power of foresight, and she saw that 170 years in the future, the demon god will be born in this village. He says that even now, the strongest of all demons lives in this village, and they came here just to get her. Jinta realizes that he is talking about Suzyun, but before he can do anything, the demon decides to give him a parting gift in the form of his powers. As his arm forces itself down Jinta's throat, the demon...
Bro. No. Okay. Okay. Alright. Yeah, no. I was right. This went from 0 to 1 million, bro. Like, the way this is set up, like, bro, literally, we went through 8 minutes of the peaceful life in the village, alright? Some love drama, alright? Some, like, family love. And then this happens. Like, what? This dude's arm is crawling down his fucking throat. That is disgusting. That is low-key disgusting, bro. Holy crap.
Asks Jinta what he will do when those he wants to protect become unworthy of it. At the same time, Kyo is trying to do the deed with Shiryuki, and when she resists, he asks her if she wants Jinta to be back in time to hear her moans. This harsh statement helps Shiryuki make up her mind, and she begins stripping as she says that it is the duty of a priestess. Kyo freaks out because he really didn't expect her to cooperate, but...
Bro, like, okay, so, alright, I don't even know if this is worth commenting on, but it's just like, I can't even tell if this guy's like a fucking, like, bro, just, like, if you were, whatever, yeah, just do the deed, bro, just do the deed, because we're gonna get, this is gonna be one of these, like, almost like Guts, like a Berserk kind of story. That would be insane.
Just as Shiryuki is about to kiss him, the female demon brings Suzune.
Bro, come on, bro. We need to see misery, bro. We need to see misery, bro. That's how stakes are created, alright? It would be so sad, right? It would be so unsatisfying to see them pound each other, right? It would be so sad. But it's like, oh, actually, now that, wait a minute. Wait, what are... Wait. So what are the demons trying to do? I guess, like, see, I don't know, bro. Like, it sounds like they're just trying to kill everyone, but I don't know, bro. I feel like if I was a demon, like if I was an actual demon in this show, I would first let them do the deed, and then I would kill them, because I'm so evil, right? So that's what I would do if I was a demon. I wouldn't interrupt them, right? That seems unnecessary.
And there to see everything with her own eyes. Back in...
Oh, wait. Wait, that's actually really evil. Wait, what the fuck?
Him, the female demon brings Suzune there to see everything with her own eyes.
Nah, bruh. That is diabolical, bro.
Back in the forest, Jinta wakes up, and surprisingly, all his injuries have vanished. He immediately rushes to find Suzune, but to his horror, the entire village is on fire. He ignores everyone as he rushes to the shrine, where the devastated Suzune calls Shiryuki a hoe for pretending to love Jinta and then settling for any guy she finds. Shiryuki tries to explain her position, but Suzune refuses to hear anything. She begins crying as she says that she loves Jinta too and wants to be with him, but he is in love with Shiryuki. That is why she endured everything and refused to grow up so that she would always remain his little sister, and he would get to be happily married to Shiryuki. Shiryuki tells her that she cannot do that because she has some duties to the village as the priestess, and Suzune snaps at this. She tears off her bandages covering her eye and begins cursing Shiryuki. Seeing this as her chance, the female demon starts manipulating Suzune, telling her that she should save her brother from getting hurt by this and kill her before she can cheat on him. Shiryuki's cries don't reach Suzune at all, and she is corrupted by the female demon's words. Suddenly, her dark powers burst out, and she grows into an adult demon, ready to kill Shiryuki.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm kind of invested right now. But... wait... what does that mean, though? What is...
tries to protect her, but the female demon knocks him down and drags him out, because she has some use for him, leaving Suzune alone with her target. Shiryuki is terrified as Suzune draws the legendary sword of her family, but before she can attack, Jinta arrives there. Shiryuki runs towards him, and Jinta hugs her tightly.
Bro, can you please stop hugging and just fight, bro? Just fight the fucking demon, bro. I guess it's your sister, but it's like, bro, come on, like, lock the fuck in, bro.
To save her, as a swift slash from Suzune makes her head go flying.
Okay. Now we're getting it. Now we're getting some fucking misery, bro.
The devastated Jinta can't even process that he is holding Shiryuki's bleeding corpse in his arms when Suzune suddenly appears behind him and tells him that she did it for him. Jinta doesn't
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro. You're right, this is a better outcome than the fucking, smashing thing, bro. Nah, this is insane! We're only 11 minutes in, bro. We're only halfway through.
Recognize her and only thinks of her as the demon who killed the woman he loved, and he angrily charges at her. Suzune dodges his attacks and asks him what is wrong with her, and only then does he realize that he is facing his little sister. Jinta asks her how she could do this to Shiryuki, and Suzune says that she was just a bitch who was going to cheat on him, so she killed her. She tells Jinta that he should be happy that she saved him from getting heartbroken. But the more she talks, the angrier Jinta gets. His rage begins to activate the power the demon gave him, and he realizes that the woman in front of him is no longer his little sister. He charges at her with pure hatred, but his sword shatters on impact with Suzyun's demonic aura. Jinta feels pathetic because there is nothing he can do, but then he realizes that he can use the demon's power and his hatred to avenge Shiryuki's death. As he transforms his hand, Suzyun tries explaining that she only did this to make him happy, but Jinta yells at her to shut up. Suzyun starts crying, saying that now Jinta is also going to abandon her just like everyone else. She says that if he can't appreciate what she did for him, she doesn't care about anything else. She screams that she hates him as she begins darting around the room, telling him that she is his true family and everyone else is a stranger. Jinta tells her to shut up, and Suzyun stops, realizing that he...
So, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna kill her? Because, like, what do you even do in this situation? You know, like, what do you even do in this situation, bro? I have no clue what I would do in this situation. I would probably, like, I don't know. I mean, if I realized that it was my sibling, like, can you turn her back? Like, what is the rules of this universe? Like, I feel like, I don't know, is the move to, like, run away? Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know, avenging is definitely a unique scenario in this case.
won't listen to anything she's going to say. In response, she suddenly walks up to him and stabs him, but when she tries pulling her hand out, she finds that it is stuck. As she struggles to pull it out, Jinta remembers how he never hit his sister even once and then punches her with full strength, leaving a hole in her body. As the injured Suzyun gets up, Jinta dashes at her with full power. However, he fails to harm her as the female demon arrives there at the last moment and sacrifices herself to save Suzyun. She tells Suzyun to run away, and she picks up Shiryuki's head and tells Jinta that she hates everything now, so she is going to burn the entire world. She tells Jinta to remember her because no matter how much time passes, she will come to visit him one last time before everything ends. Jinta struggles to go after her, but the female demon laughs as she uses all her strength to hold him in place. She lets go only after Suzyun escapes and cheerfully yells that she fulfilled her purpose. Jinta asks her if her purpose was needless bloodshed, and the demon tells him that she saw far ahead into the future. Soon, humans will discover electricity, and their artificial light will illuminate the nights, leaving no place for demons to hide. However, what she has done here will ensure that demons keep on thriving even as technology grows. After saying that, she dies with a smile, and her body turns to dust. Once everything is over, Jinta's rage and hatred suddenly turn into grief, and he hugs Shiryuki's body and cries, while apologizing over and over again for failing to protect her. Soon after that, the villagers start rebuilding their homes, but Jinta, now completely alone in this world, decides to leave on a journey. As soon as he leaves his house, he finds the village chief waiting for him. They go to the village restaurant, where Jinta tells the chief that he is going on a journey to train himself from scratch so that he can protect the village from the demon god in the future. The village chief...
Okay, W goals, bro. W goals. Honestly, if I was Jinta at this point, I probably would have done the same. Either protect the village, or maybe just go and live on my own or something. Although, I don't know, bro. Going to live on my own after something like that will probably just drive me insane. So, it's probably best to just stay in the village where you actually have friends. And yeah, just train and like, try to like, move on. which is really hard, right? But it's just like, I feel like that's your best... I feel like that's the best option.
Chief realizes that the demon god is going to be Suzyun, and he asks Jinta if he is sure that he can stop her. Jinta says that he will do what needs to be done, and the chief once again asks him if he will give in to his desire for revenge and kill his sister. Jinta replies that he can never forgive the person who killed Shiryuki, and it doesn't matter that it was his sister. He says that he is full of hatred, but despite that, he wants to find a peaceful solution if it exists. The village chief is relieved to hear that despite turning into a demon, Jinta still has his humanity. To bid him farewell, he gives him the legendary sword Yarai, saying that since Shiryuki's bloodline has ended, the sword has no owner, and Shiryuki would want him to have it. Jinta accepts the sword, and then suddenly, the village chief falls to his knees before him. He apologizes to Jinta, saying that he knew that he and Shiryuki loved each other, but despite that, he made her marry his son. He says that everything he said to Shiryuki about the benefit of the village was just an excuse, and he just wanted her to marry his son Kiyo because he liked her too. The village chief says that he is to be blamed for this tragedy, and Jinta lifts him up but doesn't forgive him for it. He leaves the village after that, thinking about how his entire life changed in one day. As he starts wandering through the country, the only thing on Jinta's mind is preparing for the prophecy that will come true 170 years from now. A couple days pass by when Jin reaches a new village as a wandering warrior, where he is immediately called by one of the villagers for a job. The man turns out to be a local shop owner who has a foster daughter he loves a lot. The shop worker named Zen explains to Jin that the daughter's name is Natsu, and from the past couple of days she has been complaining about hearing a demon outside her bedroom screaming that she is her daughter and should come back to her. Her father is very worried about her, so that's why he wants Jin to be her bodyguard for a couple of days since she is going to turn 13 soon. Jin tries to ask for more details, but before he could even understand the situation properly, a young girl walks in with an attitude problem and starts screaming at Zen for wasting time instead of working. And then she turns over to Jin and thinks that he is too young to be an experienced bodyguard, and calls him a scam artist. Jin is very confused about the whole situation, while Zen tries to make her understand, but Natsu flips them off and walks away, telling Jin to leave. Zen apologizes for her behavior, but Jin leaves the house regardless. That night, Natsu starts having trouble sleeping again as she is scared that the demon might come again. Thankfully for her, Zen is a really nice guy and decides to sit outside her bedroom and guard her. Natsu feels better by this, but before she could get any shut-eye, she suddenly hears the horrifying noise of a
Her father gon' die, bro!
demon calling her out. She gets terrified and asks Zen whether he heard it, but Zen hasn't seen or heard anything. He wonders whether his boss's daughter is loco, when suddenly he hears a loud voice screaming that Natsu is her daughter. Horrified, he starts looking everywhere, when suddenly a demon emerges from beneath the ground into the courtyard and starts walking towards Zen, while he
Yeah, you are not surviving this, little bro.
freezes because of fear. The demon walks closer to him, while Natsu
And I wonder who's gonna save the day. I wonder who's gonna save the day. It would be kind of, unorthodox for her father to die. And then, Jin comes in and saves. Or, if you want to make it really interesting, the demon kills both of them and Jin arrives late. That would be insane, bro.
peeks out of the door and realizes that this is the end of her and Zen as the demon decides to attack. But Jin comes in clutch and slashes the demon's arm off, saving Zen's life. The demon looks confused to see a demon hunter in this house, but before it could do anything, Jin slashes the monster into two with a single slash of his sword. The demon falls to the ground and disappears, while Natsu asks whether the demon is dead. Jin turns around and tells her that the rate of him guarding her just went up, because this demon hasn't died yet and will probably be back again. The next morning, Zen and Jin sit down for some tea, where Zen thanks Jin for saving his life, while Jin asks him for any information on Natsu. Zen looks confused, but tells Jin that Natsu is not a demon child, if that's what he is thinking about. According to him, Natsu is the daughter of some far relatives of the boss, but her parents died so the boss took her in. He claims that the boss would never have raised her if there was even the slimmest chance that she was a demon, since the boss hates them with all his heart. Zen explains that
Bro, the narrator's like, the boss. She doesn't like the boss. Says it in a very funny way.
a couple of years ago, some demons killed his wife and kidnapped his son, which destroyed him completely. But
Which makes sense.
thankfully Natsu came into his life at that time and gave him the support that he needed. That night, Natsu sleeps
Like,
a
it's
little
really crazy that, like, if you're just a regular citizen like this guy, if your wife gets killed and your son gets kidnapped, you just gotta accept that. Like, you can't even do anything about it, bro.
more relaxed and happy since her adopted father definitely cares for her, as he has hired the strongest demon hunter in the area, and because both Zen and Jin and guarding her room, making sure nothing hurts her. Jin decides to ask her about the boss's son, but Natsu refuses to reply, and asks whether demons can be born by humans. Jin tells her that they can be born by the meeting of two demons, sometimes a demon and a human, but there is also a possibility when the demons are born out of sheer negative emotions like anger, rage, or jealousy. While he was talking, the demon suddenly appears out of thin air once again, and starts screaming at them to return her daughter. Jin immediately jumps into action, and with a swift combo, beats the demon to the floor, sitting on top of it. He realizes that this demon isn't intelligent enough to make conversation, and asks Natsu whether he should kill it. Zen is shocked at this and screams at him to kill the monster, but Jin claims that he wants to know from Natsu what she wants to do. He claims that even if he kills the demon, it will reappear again since it is being created by the negative emotions that Natsu has. Natsu can't believe what she was hearing, but realizes that Jin is telling the truth. She starts thinking about how even though her adopted father promised that he loved her, she never truly believed him and hoped that if a demon came to kill her, he might actually start loving her more. Jin tells her that she has to face her feelings and get rid of these emotions, as that is the only way the demon won't reappear again. Natsu starts crying, but decides that enough is enough and screams at Jin to kill the beast as she believes that her father does love her very much. That was enough for Jin as he quickly slashes the demon in half, killing it instantly while Natsu takes a sigh of relief. He tells them that their nightmare is over and that they should sleep well now. The girl with daddy issues soon starts snoring in her room while Jin stands outside as he wrestles with his own feelings, since even he keeps getting visited by the same monster, who is basically the mother of Susu. The monster reappears in front of him, shouting the same words again and again, but Jin again slashes her head off in a single strike, ending her in an instant. The next morning, Zen thanks him for helping them with this major problem, but Jin claims that it was pretty therapeutic for him as well. Natsu looks confused, but he explains that he has had a tough childhood and his worldview was created by the cruelty he saw around himself. Ever since a young age, he had those negative emotions in him, which gave birth to the same demon which was pestering Natsu for the past couple of days. Only it took Jin decades to finally overcome his feelings and get past the mental roadblock of his abusive childhood. Natsu doesn't really understand what he is talking about, but thanks him anyway for his help, as he turns around and leaves the city. Just then, her father walks out and asks whether the man was gone. Natsu thanks him for hiring Jin, as without him, she would have probably been always scared to sleep at night, but her father claims that any parent would do the same for their child. He then turns towards Zen and tells him to get back to work once again if he wants to retain his job and not become a shelf stalker. Zen immediately runs inside while Natsu decides that this is the time to pay back his father for all the kindness he has shown him till now. She looks him straight in the eye and asks whether she could help them in any way, which was enough for her father to get happy as he tells her to live a long and happy life, as that would be the best thing that she could do for him. On the other hand, Jin looks at the falling leaves from the beautiful trees, realizing that another season has passed, and still he is not even close to his goal of eradicating the demons from this world. But he takes a deep breath and decides to keep walking towards new adventures in the next city. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing.
Well, there you have it. What do I rate this story? I'd say, you know what? I'd say, okay, if we're counting animation as well, the animation was really good. So, with animation, I'd say 7.5 out of 10. Like, it's definitely good. Like, it could be better, but it's definitely good, alright? Especially if we compare to most recaps, then it's probably even higher. Then it's probably like 9 out of 10 or something. But if we're talking in general, like, it was definitely decent. Like, the way this switched up, it switched up like crazy, bro. Yeah, right around this area right here, 8 to 9 minutes, it got insanely wild, bro. But yeah, make sure to subscribe to AniRoll and, you know, maybe like the video, this video here as well. And, yeah, that's your video, alright? I'll see you in the next one, baby. Bye!